Having trouble finding parking in a big city, or maybe you need to park your big rig while you go on vacation? Look no further. Truckparkingclub.com is your perfect resource for all your trucking needs. It will explain to you exactly what amenities they have at each location, what types of vehicles they accept, and as a special offer for my subscribers, if you sign in your very first reservation, you will get $20 off if you use coupon code KEARSEY TPC. That's KEARSEY TPC. So $20 off. There are reviews on here. It talks about amenities. Some of these facilities are gated and have 24-hour access. You also have 24/7 support, 365 days a year by previous truck drivers. So make sure you sign up, and thanks for watching. Let's get to the show.
So what kind of words of wisdom and encouragement can you give the new people that are terrified going to upgrade?
You don't quit. You don't quit. And keep going and keep trying, and don't be afraid to ask for help, because there will always be somebody that will be willing to help you. And don't have complaint about the other drivers, to be honest with you.
Really?
When I need help, I ask for help and they help me.
Hi guys, and welcome to Trucking Along with Kiersey. That's me, your positive voice in trucking. And today I have a phenomenal story about somebody that is a hero trucker here at Prime. And I had the pleasure of calling this woman one of my students 3 years ago. You may remember Maria. She went through PSD with me. She then went TNT, and I had some video of her saying that she was really scared to go solo. Then she did go solo and gave us an update. And she was in the middle of these storms. And I call her a hero for a reason. You know, she's an immigrant that came to this country, and she really didn't, have a lot of resources when she got here, and she's really done things with her life. But in this storm that we just had this weekend, she excelled, and she sent me some videos of what she was going through. That I-40 section that collapsed, during this terrible, terrible Hurricane Helene, she had just passed I-40 on that section a couple hours before it collapsed. She got to the customer, and the various trucks were put in a staging area. The customer had lost power. They were trying to get power back on, and they told everybody, we're going to call you. We're trying to get the power back on. It was raining really, really badly. She originally said there wasn't too much wind, but she noticed that the lower section where some of the trucks were parked, where they were being told to park, the staging area was starting to fill up with water. And one of the trucks, the water was actually coming up to the person's steps. So she was able to get her truck up to higher ground. But this is her footage right here of what she saw. And then, she was calling 911. She was calling Prime. The only cell phones in the area were Verizon cell phones. So she was actually allowing other drivers to use her cell phone so they can contact their families. She contacted her fleet manager at Prime, at the safety department at Prime. She was trying to show them through FaceTime what we were looking at. We had 5 Prime trucks involved in this situation, and as the water built up, people were climbing out of their trucks. You can see that the water is actually coming up to the windows on one of these trucks. And so a gentleman jumped out of his truck and climbed on top of the trailer. The trailer and the truck eventually flipped over. Like, there is somebody that is most likely dead right now. And she hasn't heard any word about that, so I have no update on that. If I can find out what happened, I'll let you know. One of the other trucks was picked up by the water and just carried around the parking lot. The National Guard came, and she was trying to direct the National Guard to where people needed help and assistance. And then all of a sudden, over the CB radios, the National Guard was planning on bringing helicopters to go get those drivers from the tops of their trucks and get them out of the trucks, and to get rescue boats and everything. But over top of their radios, their walkie-talkies, someone starts screaming, "The dam broke, the dam broke. You have to get out of there." And at that moment, the National Guard told her, "Come on, we have to go." And she's saying, no, wait, we gotta save these people. And they're like, we don't have time, we're gonna have to come back. So they took Maria and a few of the other drivers and, people that they collected back to a shelter. But unfortunately, National Guard was not prepared for this much damage. They weren't prepared for the dam to break. So although they had a shelter set up, they really didn't have adequate food and water and, porta potty facilities and things like that. And she was the only one that had a cell phone that was working. So she was allowing people to utilize her cell phone, but she didn't bring her phone cord with her. When the rain slowed down and it stopped, she told the other drivers and National Guard, "Hey, you know what? We drivers need to get back to our trucks because we all have water and food in our trucks, and there's not any, there's no provisions here." So she and a couple other drivers went back to their trucks. There was a driver, I'm not going to say what company it wasn't at Prime, because I don't want the guy to get in trouble or somebody's going to attack him or whatever, but he actually just said, "Screw this," opened the back of his trailer and start, disseminating food to those people that needed to go back to to go to the shelter and needed the housing and stuff, because they were there for 4 days with no showers, no electricity, no cell phones. It was not a good situation. You're talking no restrooms. Just think about this, okay? She was terrified because she doesn't know how to swim. And the idea that the water could come back, it was just a scary, scary situation. But Maria, being Maria, she took control. That's, and that's a great truck driver. I've said before that to be a good truck driver out here, you need to be a leader. You need to be an alpha personality. And so there were other drivers. The one guy was on his first load, delivering his first load here. And, so he was nervous and scared. So she actually said, "Hey, you know what? Maybe we need to decide what we're going to do," after a few days of realizing the National Guard told them this facility is going to take 4 months to repair, to be able to get in and out of this facility. And, this is not something that's just going to be, hey, they're going to open up tomorrow and you're going to deliver the load. And they needed fuel. They needed supplies. They needed restrooms and stuff. So she and another driver got together and they were mapping out, routes to get out. And they actually drove around the town a little bit to try to explore and figure out a way that the trucks could get out. So she went back to the facility, got the 4 other drivers that wanted to leave. They had a discussion. She was the only one with a working cell phone. So she went in the front of the line and she basically led these other trucks out of that bad situation. And she wanted to be first because if something happened, she'd be the one that could call the cell phone. She'd be, she had the Google Maps to be able to see which areas were bad or closed and that sort of thing. So she was able to navigate them out to safety, out to the interstate. I-26 was done. I-40 was done. These guys were on a bunch of back roads, and she got to Atlanta. She got the load back to our drop area. I mean, think about this, guys. These trucks and trailers, when you add it all up and the load, depending on how much load, you're talking $250,000 at least in equipment, between the truck and the trailer, and then you throw in the load. The loads can be anywhere from $50,000 to, we have high val loads at $1 million. So you're talking, she just watched people die. At least one person fell into the water and didn't come back. And this is a very scary, traumatic type of situation. And rather than panicking or just getting nervous and scared and just hiding away in her truck and wanting to put her head in the sand, you know, she took control and she made a decision to try to get out of that bad situation, to make sure that the load and the truck were safe, to make sure she was safe, to make sure the other people that were with her were safe. I'm telling you, I love this woman. I am so glad that she is safe. And this is just a demonstration of, you know, the type of thing that you never expect to deal with in the trucking industry. You don't expect this, and it's nothing that you can describe to somebody that's never been out here. Dispatch, when you tell dispatch the parking lot's flooding, you know, they don't understand that you're saying it's up to the windows, you know. And a lot of us who live on our trucks, everything we have is on the truck. You're talking, we got our credit cards, we got cash, we got clothes, we got laptops and gaming systems, and, you know, we got things that may not be replaceable, you know. And people don't think about this. When a lot of people, they glamorize trucking, and what they see is adventure and traveling the country, and that's not what this is. And sometimes it's decision making that can affect so many people. I'm just so proud of her. You know, she didn't give up, she didn't break down, she took control, and that's the Maria I know and love. So
what kind of words of wisdom and encouragement can you give the new people that are terrified going to upgrade?
To don't quit. To don't quit. And keep going and keep trying, and don't be afraid to ask for help, because there will always be somebody that will be willing to help you. And don't have complaint about the other drivers, to be honest with you.
Really?
When I need help, I ask for help, and they help me.
Very proud of her. Very proud to know her. Very proud to call her a friend. Thank you so much, Maria, for being who you are. You are an inspiration to others. And, you know, I wish you many, many years of happiness for the rest of your life. So comment down below, guys. Let me know how you guys made out during this storm. Were you delivering? Did you get to park? And I hope to see you out here trucking along. Thanks, and bye.